Hello everyone. Hope you're all doing well. I guess you all know, or the ones who have been here before, know that we have a channel that talks about topics of thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, material process, mechanical process, order, pleasure, and the relationship with them all. And what really makes us to be who we are, our psyche, our center, who we are in intangible way, and not just focusing on who we are in physical way, like how we look like and gender and so on and so forth. And we of course use all that discussions to help every one of us to deal with our daily lives, including relationships, divorces, breakups, hardships, emotional hardships, the challenges that we are faced with emotionally, and other types that we come to contact with every day of our lives. And through the past many years, we've spent maybe thousands and thousands of hours. We have at least about 2,000 videos on this channel, which addresses almost anything you can think of under the sun after your breakup, having to do with your breakups, your emotional hardships and experiences, and more. But today, what I want to share with you is something that perhaps it would be another level of what I want to share with you, to help you to know what and how to negotiate this journey of life. And each one of our journeys are different, but how we are put together is more similar than we think, or perhaps we have come to know. We all think we are different, and we are, but why don't we look at what has made us to be who we are? And perhaps that will help us to know more about ourselves, gives us more power to change our lives the way we want. In other words, the way we hope. In other words, I'm trying to share with you something that would help you to be more aware of yourself, more in control of what you're doing, and why you're doing what you're doing. Look, from the moment that we are born, we cease to be ourselves. We are born as one with the nature. But as soon as we are born, we abandon that uniqueness and that harmony with the universe, with nature, with energy, what we come from. And through this video, I want to discuss that with you. It may be more than one video, and it could be a long one, but bear with me. You know, you can watch this anytime you want. There's no hurry. Maybe there is. So let's see how far it will take for us to explore this topic. So you're born, and you don't know anything other than what it is. And what it is at the time that you're born is one. One. There is no you and nature. There is no you and out there. It's all one. All you know at the time of birth, when you are so small, all you know is what it is. And what it is everything. And you are not separated from the everything in your consciousness at the time, which is pure, untouched. You are that everything. You're not part of anything. That anything includes you, therefore the whole thing and you are one and the same. You have no difference in your consciousness, in your mind, in your thoughts. As an infant, as a newly born, you give no difference between you and what's out there, between you and the nature. It's all one. It's all you. It's all it. You have no understanding of you and something else. But from that very moment, we are encouraged to give that up. By being indoctrinated, by being introduced the idea of me, mine, me, them, that, out there, here, which is an intention and steps toward separating me from all my powers, all my uniqueness, and making me to become just like everyone else. All with good intentions. Parents are alike. Nobody has devious mind or methodical plans for this. But in reality, this is really what happens. Encouragement to abandon the oneness and to move into becoming a copy of somebody else, something else, which in fact is a procedure, is somehow has become to be the blueprint of being a human. Somebody else through the history has drawn that for you to become that, rather than for each one of us to advance forward and further. We are constantly from childhood being indoctrinated to become the copy of what it was. So in fact, the life that we all have is all the death of the past. Not being given the opportunity to advance it, to come up with new things, because we are new, because there's so much for us to share from our own connection, not from abandoning the oneness and the connection with the mighty universe and its abundance and extraordinary opportunities and newness, and fall for what we are supposed to be programmed to become. Another pawn, just like everybody else. And who has brought that up? Nobody with any kind of a plan. They all had to learn to fit into the society. The society that they're supposed to fit in, which is the society that they themselves created. So who is the society? Society is them, is me. We are the society. We are the ones who created the society, and now we want every newcomer to fit in and abide by the society, which means we want every newcomers to become like me, become like my previous ancestors, to become like our previous forefathers, anybody else who lived before us, who created this whole movement of how things should be, indoctrination. So we abandon our consciousness at birth, the way it's supposed to develop, and we learn to become a copy of some blueprint of someone or someone's on the basis of how they had to deal with life and the rules and regulation they came up with. So on that note, I am learned everything from how to behave and react and act from them, from how I'm programmed to, not how I would normally react to certain situation, feel and judge in a certain way, but I would be programmed to react in a certain way as I'm conditioned to while I'm grown up. So I'm supposed to be sad when a cookie is taken away. Because I've been taught that I am more with the cookie. I should be happy if I have something, not happy if I don't, whether I want that stuff or not. But I've been programmed to feel sad for certain things. I'm programmed that when this happens, whatever that is, a certain thing, I should feel sad. I should have a negative emotion. And then something else that is to my advantage, even though it's not, if whether I have it or not would not be detrimental to my health or life, but I've learned to be happy, to be sad for things, for events, for things being given and things being taken away. I'm conditioned, which means obedience. I'm learning how to be obedient. If I don't want to be bothered, which I'm conditioned to be bothered if something is taken away from me, and I'm conditioned to be happy if something is favored me, therefore I am being conditioned to be obedient. To be sad, I don't want to be sad, so I will do what they want. Go to school, do your homework. If you don't, I'll take this away. I will obey, do my homework. I'm not saying it's bad. In many cases, it's good because as a kid, we don't know much, so we need guidance. But we're talking about the philosophy of it, the generality of it, not if it's bad, if it's meant for, or devious plans. No, we're just exploring how we have become who we have become. That's all. There's no agenda here. There's no certain purpose of creating some wave anywhere. We're just examining how are we the way we are? How did we become this way? Why are we sad when something that happens? Not because it is a sad event, but we're conditioned to react in sadness when a certain event happens because that has been the culture, the custom, the rule of that society, the expectations of the ones before us who were here when we were born. And we copy them as they have been copied by, copied of the previous people that raised them. So in turn, I'm sad because I'm conditioned to be sad. If something happened and I wasn't taught or people didn't react in a sad way, I wouldn't have learned to be sad for that particular thing that happened. Let's say sunshine happens and comes in and I'm happy. Okay, that's a natural thing. But if I'm told to do something and I don't and something is taken away, it's a punishment, so I'm being conditioned. So pretty much all these little rules here and there, it's going to serve a certain direction that a society has been taking or wants to continue. And who keeps all those norms and the rules of that society? The members of the society who are actually the society. But we have separated, says it's me and the society. But I am the one who's actually enforcing the society to become and stay and remain as it has always for 1,000 years. The expectations of others should mean something to me. The fact that I should be happy about certain things that others have taught me that is an event to be happy for, it should mean something to me. I should abide by that. My emotions have been changed and conditioned to react in a certain way because that's how it's been programmed. Not freely I'm happy for this and that by finding it out myself. Which leads us to come to some of the things that we deal with as a grown-up. We lose a job, we're devastated. We're devastated more than we should be. Of course it's devastation, it's sadness because I wouldn't have money to put food on the table. That's natural because that's the system we've created. I gotta do something to get money to buy food and to eat, to survive. So everything comes back to my survival. Every conditioning that I've received, every emotion that I express is due to the fact that it has some kind of a connection to my survival. So I lose my job, I become sad. Not because I lost a job, just because what job would have done for me and would have given me and now it doesn't. That makes me sad, which is understandable. But then it goes on, when I lose a girlfriend, I become sad. Why? Because I have learned to be identified by having a girlfriend. That means I'm more. I'm programmed to be identifying myself with pleasure. And if something makes me feel good, then I should have it, because that makes me feel good, it gives me pleasure. And if I don't have that pleasure, which through a relationship, I'm getting it through my girlfriend, so to speak. Now, whatever your situation and relationship is, just translate to that. Then I would be sad if that girlfriend leaves, because then I don't have the pleasure, which my nature, my programming wants to experience all the time. Because I'm defining myself and my success as the more pleasure I have, the more successful I am. So pleasure somehow has turned into the level of success I have. The more pleasure we have, the more we feel we're successful. All of these have been conditioning of the society that I've been raised in. Because I have never been given the chance to be who I would develop to be without the interference of the society. I'm not sure if I'm making myself understood or not. It is not meaning that it is bad where we are. No, it's very good. We're safe, we have security, we have safety, parents raise us, gives us food, take care of us. These are civility. These are how it should be. But with this bonus, with this wonderful thing that we received, safety, security, and food and shelter and so on, warmth and love and protection, we also have to abide by certain rules that are put out, whether understood or not, purposely or not, and we become a copy of some system, some flow, somehow how the things have become to be the way they are. Not necessarily we continue to be free as we were born. So, who says that when you lose a girlfriend or boyfriend, you should be sad? But you're conditioned to be, because we look at it as that being an affirmation of who we are. And for me to be more than what I am, I have to have certain things. This is why having a car has become important. More than that is a transportation. More than that is a convenience. Therefore, going to different parties have become important, because then I'm doing something, pleasure, so I'm more. Having a girlfriend is important, because then it's more than why it's important. Not just because it's important, because it's programmed in your gene, however you are, whatever gender you have, you are programmed in a certain way. And so having a partner, having a girlfriend, having a boyfriend is what makes you feel that you are more than what you are, not just because you're programmed to be in a relationship, but also has other meanings and effects on you, about yourself. The image you have created of yourself, about yourself in your own mind, it all dependent of all these things, but all these things have been influenced by so much from out there that they have become more than what they really are. Having that car, having that house, having that job. It's not just a job, it's just a place, a shelter, it's just a transportation, it's just a relationship. It's all have become a status more than what it is, because it's all been conditioned in us that we should think of him as something other than what it actually is. For that reason, we have left to be free. We are not free anymore. We are bound by reactions that we are programmed to have in light of experiencing certain things. And this is what I want to bring your attention to, that energy and that connection that we had with the universe, with the nature when we were born, it can still be rekindled. We can still become centered and become one with the nature, one with the universe, if we understand that we cannot simply increase the quality of our life by physical things. We should dig deeper and look for understanding how we're put together and how we can make that connection, that our worth and value in our own mind and in the way that we will contribute to the society and communities we live in, how we can increase that worth and value through non-physical ways, intentions, energy that we extend out of ourselves. Because we are not just the physical beings that we look at ourselves. We are not limited to that. Our life made out of a few parts. One part is a physical entity. The other one is the energy, the key. The energy of the universe that runs through us facilitates our livelihood. And to learn that and to be able to allow the energy that flows through us be boosted with positivity, positive intentions, as it leaves us to continue its journey toward the universe, or the rest of the universe, we should have an effect, a positive effect on it. So when it leaves us and touches others on its way traveling, will help the others to feel better about themselves, to become encouraged, to become stronger. So we must not just develop our physical body, we must also learn to develop our mind, our energy, the quality of our energy, as it was already to the purest way when we were born. And from being born to now, we have lost that connection and purity of energy and ability to extend energy to the others and be able to absorb the energy of the universe and use it the way we should use it to better this whole journey of life for ourselves and for everyone, and definitely our loved ones. Our behavior has changed all based of physical things, material things. We have lost the idea of that we are far more than this physical being, and we don't have an understanding anymore what we are all about. Everything has become compartmentalized. Everything has become about material, and our happiness is dependent on materialist stuff. And we've learned the fact that there's nothing other than materialism. We've been conditioned to abide by what we've been sold on. Stuff. Now, I want to bring your attention to the quality of the energy that we are all about. And not the fact that we are part energy and part, our physical appearance. We also have to be focused on the quality of energy that runs to us and we generate outwardly toward others and toward the universe as a whole. So, perhaps we can stop this part one of this discussion now. It's getting a little bit heavy, isn't it? And we start talking about the intangibles that have a lot to do with who we are, how we are put together, and the quality of the energy that runs through us and throughout the universe, and what bonds us and what commonality we have with this quality of a life power, life source, in the next video, if you don't mind. So, until then, be good to yourself and the others, and I'll talk to you soon.